Just getting logged on here. Everything's going well so far. Just getting logged on here. There you go. All right. Go back to my restream. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And we're on day 5 of my week. Remember that I'm on live every day this week and then one day next week. And I've chosen Friday. So every Friday, I'm going to be posting live. I'm going to be hosting a live and posting the video from the live. I chose Friday because Friday is the end of the week, the work week for most people. And so on Friday, by Friday, people are thinking about what they're going to do for the weekend and how they're going to spend their time. And I want that the information be fresh for them when they, let's say on Saturday, decide that they have the time to watch something. It'll be new. You know what I mean? Oh dear me. Yes, it'll be. Let me just fix this because this is. So if I host it on Friday, by the time they see it on Saturday or Sunday, it'll still be fresh and new. And in any case, what I want to do on the live, I want it to be active. So I want that out of the live comes something for you to do on the weekend. Remember, I've been talking all week about a vocabulary of experiences. So I want people to be out and about doing things, choosing things to do for the weekend or something, doing something new, something exciting, something interesting, something that widens and deepens your vocabulary of experiences. That's the whole idea. They will not be long videos. They'll be like 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. I'll do longer ones, for specific topics which we have to delve into, but these ones will not be terribly long. And it's really important that I say that because I know how busy we all are. And Friday, for many people, Friday coming up to the end of the weekend, people, Friday night, people go out to hang out, to Lime, to, begin the weekend activities or the shenanigans, depending on who you are. Yep. But yeah, so on Friday I'll do the live and the vocabulary of experiences live. Yes, because that's the idea. So I also said that I wanted to talk about health because health is so important. Health is so important. Being in good health, the best possible health is so important. I wanted to talk about that because in order to have the experiences, you have to be reasonably healthy. We have to look after ourselves if we want to live, enjoy the life as best we can, have get the most enjoyment out of this time that we get to spend here. It really is important. And I wanted to talk about that today. I wanted to talk about it because the issues around women's health are many and varied. Let me begin, for example, by acknowledging that family health generally revolves around women. We all know that everywhere in the world. And there are studies done that show that the health of the woman deeply influences the health of the family and the health of women, consequently, also deeply influence the health of communities and countries. Because women we're socialized to be caretakers, and we take care of other people. Women spend a lot of their time taking care of children, even when fathers are fully engaged and involved and being full parents, not just helping out. It is still very much women who who take on the responsibility, who have the responsibility, and who are most active, probably is the best way to say it, most active in caretaking and therefore in keeping people healthy. And so, and I know also lots of women who put themselves at risk, not intentionally. They don't decide they're going to put themselves at risk, but because they spend so much time looking after other people, they end up spending not nearly enough time looking after themselves. And think about it. You have children, young children, children going to school and so on. You get up in the mornings before you got married or before you had the children. Your morning was yours. You'd get up and you go walk, you go hike, you go to the gym. After you have children, the morning's taken up with the children. And so you're no longer walking, no longer hiking, no longer going to the gym, at least not as often. By the time the children are old enough, let's say 12, 13, or 14, to perhaps make their own breakfast or something, or get themselves up out of bed and begin getting ready for school, it's already been a number of years that you have not looked after yourself, as we say here. And so your health is already compromised. What I want to impress on women is that it is not selfish. It is not selfish to take care of your health first. Quite the contrary. When you look after your health, you're looking after the health of everybody else. Because as you keep yourself healthy, you're better able to manage, to take care of people, the people you love, the people you've chosen to take care of, not just right now, but for longer and better. Of course, health and illness are unpredictable. You pick up diseases, or you develop an illness, and there's nothing you can do, nothing you could think of that you had done to create it. Just is, that's how life works. And so, but outside of that, being intentional about your health is really, really important. Every workshop I do with women, even if it has nothing to do with health, even if we are talking pure politics, even if we are talking only about shoes, I talk about health, about being as healthy as you possibly can be. And being as healthy as you possibly can be doesn't require that you spend 24 hours a day, go to the gym twice a day. It doesn't require that you spend an hour and a half in the gym every day. What it does require is that you put your health first and you do a series of little things that keep you healthy. Now think about it. Your physical health is so important. And your physical health has to do a lot with your cardiac health. Yeah. You keep your heart pumping well. It's mens sano in corpore sano, right? You keep your heart pumping well, your brain works well, your muscles work well, your circulation is good, and your body does what it needs to do better than it would otherwise. Good circulation is helpful for your brain, for your digestion, for your skin tone, for how you feel, right? And when you feel healthy and feel well, you look healthy and you look well, and you act healthy and you act well. And generally speaking, you do more of the things that get you healthy, keep you healthy. And in order to maintain a minimum state of health, literally, and you can ask your doctor about it. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you what doctors have told me. What we all know is that spending time every day, or almost every day, looking after your physical health, going for a walk, not strolling. Strolling is good for the mental health, for the spiritual health, for the emotional health, strolling is good. But for physical health, physical exercise, you got to work up a little bit of a sweat. Get your heart pumping a little bit. Let your body sweat a little bit. Let your lungs work a little bit. And lung capacity is so important. It's so important. All of these are things that you can take care of every day. You can do a little bit every day. And I stress this. I will say it over and over and over again. Do whatever you can to be as healthy as you possibly can. I met a woman in New York 25 years ago, perhaps. Yeah, about 25 years ago. And she was diabetic and had been taking insulin. And she finally decided she wanted to do something other than take medicine. And so she worked on improving her health. You know what she did? She started going to the Y in the morning to go swimming. She was pretty overweight when I met her. Um, and so walking around just wasn't what she wanted to, but she could swim. And so she started going to the Y in the mornings before work and swim. And just the satisfaction, the sense of fulfillment of doing that triggered something in her. So she started eating better. She wasn't doing White Castle. She stopped eating at White Castle, at least on a regular basis. She started preparing some of her own meals and preparing them better, and then shopping for better food. And pretty soon, her doctor had began to graduate her down off insulin until she was pretty much, she was on tablets, and then she was able to manage so that she'd take them only sometimes, but she managed to use her body, work on her health so that she managed the disease. She got rid of the disease. Yes. No, it doesn't happen in every single case, obviously, but in every single instance, pretty much, doing some exercise makes you healthier. Of course, if you have heart ailments, also on circulation, always, always, always talk to your doctor. Your doctor will always be happy to advise you about exercise. Doctors love when their patients are healthy, I think. I have a sister who's a doctor. She doesn't like when her patients are not healthy. She wants them to be healthy, come for a well check. So doctors are happy to help you. So talk to your doctor about what exercise you can do, where you can begin. If you haven't exercised for a long time, just start walking. And as you start walking and you start feeling better and stronger, you start breathing more easily and your circulation's better and your emotional state gets better. Then everything just kind of falls in place. You start eating better and so on. I lost my mom a year and a half ago. That in 2021, I went into a bit of a funk. It was rough. It still is, kind of. It still is. Not as rough as the first few months, but it's been rough. And, wake up in the morning, I not want to get out of bed. I can't be bothered. I don't want to get out of bed. What do I have to do today? And I made myself do it. And I made myself get up, of course, because life has to go on, right? And then I got myself back into my morning walking. And after a week of forcing myself, literally I dragged myself out of bed every morning for a week or so. And then my mind had begun to work. My emotions had begun to stabilize. And I started just getting out of bed. I'm a person who gets up early anyway. I'm an early riser. I was born early in the morning too, by the way. As my mother said, that I just, I'm a day person. I wanted to be up and about. And so I get up early and I get up and get out of bed. But this last year and a half, it had become so difficult for me right after she died that I had to do something. And what I had to do literally is something that only I could do. Nobody could get me out of bed in the morning. I had to get myself up. And so I dragged myself first morning, then the second morning. It is okay, let me lie down for 5 minutes more. I can't do this. Let me get up 5 minutes more. Okay, I'll get up. No, 5 minutes more. And eventually got myself up. And then did it again the next morning and the next morning. And pretty soon I just woke up and was going to get up to work and I was back on my routine. And it works wonders. It worked wonders for my mental state, for my emotional state. As you walk, not only does your body physically get exercise and physically get charged up and your circulation gets better and so on, but without even wanting to, without even intending to, your brain starts to work, your spirit starts to work, your emotions things start going through your brain, start going through your mind, going through your body, and you start processing, even without realizing that you're processing sometimes, actually. You suddenly find something pops into your mind, and you come back home and you are excited or something, you're galvanized about something, or you're clarified, you've got clear on something. So walking is good exercise, not just for your body, but for your mental state. From the time I got up and kept walking every morning, my mental state improved. I was only walking around in the neighborhood at first. And then one morning I actually got out of bed and drove across town. And and went hiking in North Mountain, Central Phoenix, pretty much. And I walked for like an hour and a half. When I was walking back to my car, it suddenly struck me, I feel better. I haven't felt this good in months. I cried my way back home, literally. I was so relieved that I was feeling so much better. And I had not even realized I was feeling better. Suddenly I'm walking to the car. I just walked for an hour and a half. I just walked for an hour and I'm feeling good. I have not felt this clear, this good in months. Walking did that. Walking does that. I want to encourage you, advise you, recommend to you, suggest to you, strongly recommend that if you do nothing else, you walk. Get yourself up in the morning and go walk, or in the evening after dinner, or at lunchtime. I remember when I was college in Boston, I would go walking in the center of Commonwealth. There's walking space in running down the middle of Commonwealth Avenue, and during lunchtime I'd go walk there. Couldn't do it in the morning because I had to get up early for class and so on, and studying in the evening. And so let me just get this. And so I walk during lunchtime. I put my sneakers on and go walk, and then come back and freshen up. Of course, so you got class. And if you are in an office, you could actually just go to the gym. If your office building has a gym, go down to the gym, or just walking with a colleague or two. I promise you, you will feel better. Your doctor will be happier. Yes. And you, as a woman, will begin to feel stronger. And that was the whole point of this, getting to feeling stronger. Feeling stronger. When we feel strong, we feel powerful, we feel competent, we feel capable, and other things, certain things don't bother us so much anymore, because you know what? I'm strong enough. We know that we're strong enough to handle it. And that's what this week is about for me. That's why I'm doing these lives this week, because I enjoy doing them. I found that I enjoy doing them, but also because I want so much to share. I've spent so many years working with girls and women in so many different parts of the world, and I've picked up so much along the way that has helped me, that has made my life richer and made me stronger and made me more fulfilled, and also made me feel more competent, more capable, and more secure, more confident in my ability to make a difference in the world, more confident in my competence, more confident in my ability to do something worthwhile and valuable. I picked that up as I went around the world. And what I'm doing here with my work with women, with Women's Leadership Circle, everything I do there, it's about passing that on, sharing that. It has worked wonders for me. It's worked wonders for me, and I want to just share it with you because I know it'll do the same for you. Okay, you don't like walking. How could you not like walking? But in any case, when you push yourself through something, you strengthen yourself. In China, I spent some time, I went to China on occasions and worked there with young people. I went visiting, and what I saw a lot of was people walking. People just walking in the parks. I lived in Italy for a while when I was younger, and the same thing. There's something called passeggiare. You go for a walk. And it's a stroll in the evening after dinner for a coffee or something. But it's the walking, whether you're walking with friends or just walking along the bayfront, and just the processing goes on. And that is as important as the physical exercise. I want to encourage you. I want to strongly recommend and suggest that you develop a practice like this. Call it a practice and do it every day, or almost every day. Let it become a part of your life, to be intentional about taking care of yourself and building your physical and emotional strength. The way these things work, as you build one, you build the other. As you get strengthened in one, you get strengthened in the other. Your confidence increases, and literally your ability and your desire, your will are strengthened. That's my message for you today. Be intentional about your health. Go work on your health, and do what comes easily and naturally. We naturally walk, so begin there. You might find eventually you want to do yoga, or you want to start running, or you want to start lifting weights, or you want to go do Tough Mudder or something. And that's fine. That's great. That would be really, really wonderful, actually. I've thought of doing it. I would love to do Tough Mudder one of these days. But in any case, begin by walking. Walk with a friend, a loved one, a child. One of the reasons I walk a lot is because my mother used to walk a lot, and she'd take us along. So it becomes a habit, a practice, a good habit. So perhaps go for a walk in the morning. Push yourself, go for a walk. Get up half an hour earlier and just go walk for 20 minutes and begin the process of being intentional about your health. Health is critical. Be as healthy as you possibly can. And being as healthy, getting to be as healthy as you possibly can, requires some intention. It requires doing it even when you don't feel like doing it, until it becomes a habit, till it becomes a practice that you just have to do. So that even when things go bad, when you're not happy, when things are not going so well, you might stop for a while, but because it becomes such a part of you, you eventually get back to it, and you do what I did. You drag yourself out the first day, drag yourself the second day, drag yourself the third day. By a week later, okay, I'm doing this. I'm back in. I'm doing this. You sleep better, you eat better, you live better, you love better. Until tomorrow, take good care.